What's up guys, we're kicking off the video with some footage of the classic BO4 map 9 here. That's because it's actually linked to the new map Shattered Veil that's dropping with the launch of Season 3 on April 2nd. We're going to take a look at the trailer as well as some of the visuals they've released, and of course talk about Double Tap, the return of the Ray Gun Mark II, as well as some of the game modes that are coming in Season 3. And I'm also going to include some tidbits that came out of a creator call that Treyarch held. Now the main attraction of the new season is obviously the new map, and we're going to be moving into the heart of an Appalachian apocalypse as we descend on Colton Hall, a diabolical mansion that holds the key to saving Agent Maxis. During the creator call, Treyarch confirmed that we were finally going to be getting some story payoffs here, which is pretty good news as I think the story has felt a little lackluster this year. So what do we actually know about the map so far? Well, Treyarch have told us in a blog post that the map is going to be a similar size to Citadel, which I think feels a little bit bigger than it actually is, but still sits happily in the mid-range of map sizes. We know we're going to be getting an outside area as well as at least 2 floors. Personally, I think there's a lot to be excited for here. I love the look of this main room with a T-Rex skeleton, and fingers crossed there's going to be a really fun Easter egg related to this. If we look at some of the visuals, we can see that this room actually looks pretty big, so it may well be a good place to train zombies. And this image is what links us back to the map 9 from BO4. Now the crowd were wearing the same robes that the subject is wearing here, and it might well be that this is something that we have to interact with as we can see various apparatus surrounding the painting.
Someone give me a 10-gallon hat.
Now onto the most anticipated and probably leaked feature in this whole map is the return of Double Tap. And I have to say they've done an amazing job here with the perk machine. I love what they started doing with these more interactive machines since Melee Macchiato and Vulturade, but this one is by far the standout so far. Now the core of Double Tap behavior is just to increase your rate of fire. Treyarch describe it as a chance to dramatically increase your rate of fire as you chew through enemy hordes in record time. Looking at the augments, there's a bunch here for everyone depending on what your different playstyles are, but I definitely see some people perhaps not realizing quite how this is going to affect your ammo consumption. It's going to be really fun to play with this on other maps as well. It will be available via the Wonderfizz machine on each of them. Now checking out the augments, in the major categories we've got Double Jeopardy, where normal zombies at low health have a chance to die immediately when shot. Then we've got Double Impact, where double hits on the same target in quick succession deal more damage. And finally Double Standard, where all non-critical shots do double damage. This only applies to normal bullet weapons. Moving on to the minor augments now, we have Double Time, and this I reckon is going to be probably the most popular as it just further increases your fire rate bonus. We also have Double or Nothing, which is a really fun one. Weapons are going to have a chance to either do double the damage, but also have a chance to do 0. And rounding off, we have Double Play, where killing 2 enemies in quick succession has a chance to return 2 rounds to your magazine. This also only applies to normal bullet weapons. Moving on to the Wonder Weapons, we got both the Ray Gun Mark II and the Wonder Waffle. They've long been part of Zombies' history, and you can check out this footage I captured earlier from a quick Origins game where I was lucky enough to pick up the Ray Gun Mark II on my first spin. For those that don't know, it's kind of a weaker version of the Ray Gun, to be honest with you. It fires 3-round bursts, but it looks like Treyarch have got some modifications in store for us as there are going to be 3 different variants that we can access. Now the blog post actually features a redacted section as to how we're going to be able to get these variants, but there are 3 variants for us to play with. The first is like a submachine gun one, which also has a chance to set enemies on fire. Then there's a shotgun one with a chance to spawn a sigil with the ability to grant invulnerability to the player standing on it for a limited time. And finally we have a marksman rifle like Discharge. You can expect a chance to spread a plague-like infection that can inflict AoE damage here. So one cool bit of information that came out of a creator call is that later on in the season, the Ray Gun Mark II is going to be put into the mystery box on all the other maps. Beyond the main excitements of Double Tap and the Wonder Weapons, we're also going to see some standard map features returning. We're going to have documents and audio logs as well as artifacts to discover throughout the map. There's also going to be a couple of traps, one new one with the microwave trap. This is going to burst zombies with microwaves for a mere 750 essence. You're also going to see the Dark Ether field generator. These sound very much like the same traps that we have in Liberty Falls. And of course there's also going to be the main quest rewards. There's going to be an operator skin for Carver this time. It's going to be an animated calling card, 5,000 XP. And then, as usual, there'll be the sort of early access calling card, which is basically just the animated one with a gold skull, if you complete the map before directed mode gets released. And it wouldn't be a new map without some new gobblegums. We're getting Tactical Diffusion, which is going to be a personal favourite of mine. There's nothing more annoying than jumping into a game with some randoms and then picking up nukes all the time. The Tactical Diffuser is going to deactivate the next nuke power-up that drops and give everyone 2,000 essence instead. Amazing. Then we're going to have a support group, Legendary Gobblegum, and this is going to drop a bunch of support items. And finally, we're going to have Die Pitch, which is a new whimsical. This is going to give the zombies high-pitched voices. I personally love all the whimsicals. I think they're really fun. And this one reminds me of a gobblegum called Tone Deaf from the early Black Ops days. That one made the zombies make silly noises whenever they were shot. But let's be honest, it's going to be hard to beat indigestion, which makes the zombies fart. Then, last but not least, we have the return of a death machine, which will be available as part of an event reward later in the season. And rounding out the updates from the zombie side of things, we're going to get the return of Cranked, but this time it's going to be team-based, where the timer is going to be shared across the entire team. The rules are going to be pretty simple. The Crank timer starts whenever the first zombie is eliminated. It's going to start at 30 seconds with each elimination completely replenishing the timer, so that's a little change from how Cowabunga Cranked work. Another change is that each round, the maximum timer is going to drop by a second, so this really isn't going to be very long, although along the way there are going to be rare power-up drops that can extend the length of the timer again. And the main challenge here is going to be to get to round 50, where you'll get a pack of 6 gobblegums specific to each map, as well as a bunch of XP. And once again, the main quests and Easter eggs are going to be enabled. Another thing that Treyarch shared on the creator call was that the second LTM event coming later in the season is going to be kind of based around energy instead of health, and it's going to cost you energy to move, which you're going to need to replenish. I suspect that this is also going to be when Treyarch are going to drop the Frost Blast upgrade. That's going to be the new field upgrade, although not entirely new. It's returning from previous games. It essentially just creates a cloud of frost around you, slowing zombies and dealing some damage. And rounding things off, we're going to get 6 new weapons this season. The first one, the Kilo 141, is going to be obtained just by clicking on the Warzone tile. You don't even have to play a game there. And we have a new sniper, the HDR, and another new assault rifle, the CR56 AMAX. Both of these are going to be coming from the Battle Pass. Then in season, we're going to get events where we'll get the Ladra SMG, the nail gun, which is going to be really fun, and also the Kali sticks, another new melee weapon. I hope you guys really enjoy the new content and map. I'm going to be posting a ton of content, including Easter egg guides, how to get the best out of the new augments and field upgrades. I'll also be posting guides on how to complete Cranked, so that you guys can get the rewards for that, and a bunch of other smaller content along the way. Let me know if there's anything specific that you guys want to see.